Girl, ignore the sound of my air and my hair because today we're gonna be talking about Life is Strange 2. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. It's been a minute since we talked. Like, ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought somebody was calling me. Bro, I have been obsessed with this one character for over a month now. Like at the beginning of March, I was going through where I could not fathom what was wrong with me. Everything that I usually enjoyed, I just no longer enjoy them anymore. I thought they were just regular boredom, but in actuality, no, I'm just feeling the same type of numbness that I would feel whenever I had a job. Basically, like nothing's exciting anymore. You know, it's like even chocolate doesn't taste good anymore, and it's like, oh my fucking god, something's wrong with me if chocolate doesn't taste any good. Like, what's going on, bro? Like, this is not it. So I have so many edits of the main character of this video game that I'm in love with. It's called Life is Strange 2. It's part of a series called Life is Strange. They have Life is Strange 1, Life is Strange 2, Life is Strange True Colors, Life is Strange Before the Storm, Life is Strange what's that called, Double Exposure, and I think they're making even more. Oh my gosh, but I tell you, Life is Strange 2 is so good. It's so tragic. Oh, it hurts the heart. I love it. It's a thrill. Like, I cannot with you, girl. Like, oh my god. The main character named Sean Diaz, literally my son. Literally my son. But at the same time, when it first came out, he was 16 and I was 16 as well too. So of course I was like obsessed even back then in 2019. Oh my gosh, yes. And I could relate so much to Sean Diaz. He listens to Gorillaz. Oh my gosh, and literally other music playlists. Like, I could say, bro, he's me. Dead ass, bro. The beanie, the hoodies, the Converse, the jeans, bitch. Oh my gosh, I'm the black jeans. I actually used to own black jeans, bro. What? I don't even know what happened. They ripped. My thighs got too thick and juicy. They caused holes whenever I walked, basically. Too much friction. I could start a fire. But anyway. Girl, like, oh my gosh, I can't, bro. He's literally me. Oh my gosh, even the attitude of a 16-year-old, literally me. I cannot. You know, he's a typical teenager. He's not really a bad person per se. Like, he's not even bad at all, honestly. He just be having those moments where he feels a little sassy. He feels a little like, you know, like he angry. He be angry. Like, his eyebrows even go crazy when he angry. Kind of like mine. Like, he's literally me. Oh my gosh. Then we have Daniel Diaz. He's the younger brother of Sean. Sean's 16. Daniel is 9 years old. Daniel is literally me at 9 years old. He's obsessed with chocolate, which, by the way, like I said earlier, when I was going through something where nothing was exciting, nothing was enjoyable, chocolate wasn't even enjoyable, I was devastated when I realized that I would eat a chocolate bar and it's like, I would just shrug my shoulders. I was so fucking sad over that, and I'm like, I am not like this. I love chocolate. I love a good chocolate bar. I love a good Crunch bar. I love a good Snickers. I love a good Kit Kat. You know, I love it. Okay, so for me not to feel anything, I was like, what the fuck is going on? So Daniel Diaz, he's obsessed with chocolate. He plays Minecraft online with his friend. He got a Playbox, which is just a PlayStation and Xbox, but they can't call it a PlayStation nor Xbox, so they call it a Playbox, you know. But that's what it basically is. It's a game console. He enjoys Minecraft. They talk about Last of Us in there too, and I'm like, that is so cool that they're making references like that, or like references to Lord of the Rings. Bro, I've seen the movies for that, and I was planning to read the books, but like, I don't even know where the books are at this library. I'm not gonna hold you. This library holds so many things that cater to like essay research and stuff like that. Like, a lot of the actual books, you have to basically go through different levels of the library just to find them. And I'm like, golly, I just want to read Lord of the Rings. I just want to read Percy Jackson. Like, what's going on? But yeah, they watched Lord of the Rings together, and as a family, of course. We got Esteban. Oh yeah, to finish off with Daniel, he's always up to something. He's an arts and crafts kid, you know. He's just mischievous in a bit of a way. Like, he's really just a cool kid. He's energetic. He's very innocent, damn near sheltered, if you will. They are both half Mexican, half Irish white, and yet only one of them can speak Spanish. The other one, he can't really speak a lick of Spanish, but he can understand it. That's important. Their race, their ethnicity is important, okay? So it makes sense, you know, if you get what I mean. Their father, Esteban. See, that's the thing. They're both my sons. I want their dad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Their father, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like, he's such a good guy. He's a mechanic. He's providing for his two sons. You know, the wife's not in the picture. She ain't dead. She just walked out on them, like, talking about, And so he's been making sure that, you know, his boys are taken care of. You know, he's been having to work extra. He really hasn't had time to hang out with his sons, like talking about. Sean has had to take up a good bit of the role of watching Daniel. You know, when Sean was younger, the mother was in the picture. So Sean and, you know, Esteban, they got to bond a bit more, and Sean got to know the mom. Whereas Daniel, he didn't get to know the mom because the mom left them a year after Daniel was born. So it's like, damn, okay. So Esteban basically had more time to teach Sean Spanish, you know, go out on camping trips and hikes with Sean, like, you know, just really chill with Sean. Whereas with Daniel, he's more sheltered in the fact that he really didn't get to go out too oftenly. He didn't even get to go to summer camp. That's one thing in episode 1 where they mentioned, like, Daniel was like, oh yeah, did you ever go to summer camp around here, like when they're in the woods? And Sean's just like, around here, God no, like and then Daniel's just like, I wonder why Dad, aka Esteban, didn't send me on summer camp here. And Sean's just like, because I told him not to. You know, it's just full of bugs and bullies. And I think that is a very important line just to show you their background. Like, Daniel is oftenly sheltered. He's left up to his own devices. He looks up to Sean because Sean is literally around oftenly. Obviously, he loves their dad. It's not like their dad's not around at all. They still have their movie nights. They still play, you know, the video games. They still go out together. It's just that Esteban sometimes is not available because he has a whole business. He's a mechanic. He literally runs Diaz repairs and stuff like that. Now, what's crucial about Esteban is that he comes from Mexico, Sonora, Mexico, just to be more specific. He has a plot of land called Puerto Lobos that he plans to go back to one day when he retires. So I gotta tell you, bro, I wish Esteban wasn't killed, because, oh my gosh, that would have been so cool. That would have been so cool for all three of them to go back there, visit Mexico, you know, because they live in Seattle, Washington. Yeah, they live up north. There's damn near no Mexicans up there. Bitch, there's damn near no people of color up there. So it's kind of like, why are we so far up north? You realize as the game progresses on that the reason they're so far up north in Seattle, Washington is because of the mom. The mom and the grandparents live near Seattle, Washington. Now, this is also important. I'm just doing a lot of background here. Maybe, actually, I won't mention the grandparents until episode 2. This is a whole review of episode 1. See, and that's the thing, bro. Girl, let me just start off by saying with Life is Strange 2, it's a story-based game. It's an episodic game. You have 5 episodes that you play through. You know, over the course of the game, you realize that these 2 boys go through a lot of shit. This family as a whole goes through so much. Esteban is killed in the first episode, bro. You don't even get to have enough time to really figure out his character besides the short moments. But honestly, does he need any more moments to show that he's really a cool fucking dad and a cool character in general? He's a very understanding man, to be honest with you. Yeah, he's my husband. Like, bro, I'm your mom. Like, Karen left you. Karen's the mom, by the way. Karen left you. Well, too bad. I can take her place. Okay, I'm right here. No. Well, episode 1 is so cool how they introduce, like, how calm the atmosphere of their small town is. Like, you know, not even just small town, but their neighborhood. Everything's so chill. It's a Friday evening. You can tell, like, everybody's preparing for the weekend. It's also gonna be Halloween soon, when the game's taking place in episode 1. So everything's just really chill. You got Sean and Lila. Lila's the best friend of Sean. She's so amazing. I love her. She dubs herself Lila the Love Witch, and Sean's wingman, because Sean has a crush on his math tutor named Jen. And bro, Sean has no game. Like, he has no riz. We gotta help him, bro. And Lila's been helping him too, but she be tired of him sometimes. She looked at his text messages to Jen and she's just like, what is this? Like, she's just like, bro, you have no game. She didn't say that, but like, her face gave it all. So they're walking down. They both smoke and drink. He skateboards. He draws. He's a very good drawer. Oh my gosh, Sean is a very good sketchbook artist. Oh my god, not even just that, he can also paint too. Like, oh, he really be getting in the paint with that. Like, I love it. Oh my gosh, he's so artsy. Like, I love it. Anyways, oh my gosh, they both got social media, though Sean does not post on social media. Sean also doesn't like parties, which they're preparing for that Friday evening. After they got off the bus, they go to his porch, they sit down, they smoke, they talk for a little bit. Lila asks if they're going to be best friends forever. You have options to either take the smoke take the cigarette or not take the cigarette. You also have options to say we're not going to be best friends forever, or we are going to be best friends forever. You know, these choices do matter to show you how Lila thinks and feels and stuff like that. She loves Sean very much, and honestly, she's going to miss him for when they go to college and stuff like that. She just wonders if they're always going to be, you know, connected or not. I got to charge my phone, girl. Like, hold on. Okay, hold on. Girl, it's been honestly a really good day because, like, I got myself a taco bowl from the cafeteria. Like, it was so good. I ate it up. Like, you know, I'm running off of 2 hours of sleep, by the way. I just couldn't sleep last night. Like, you know, it's okay, though. I'm going to sleep tonight. I mean, well, I'm going to sleep right after this call and stuff like that. And then I'm going to do my laundry tomorrow. I don't even know if I'm going to eat breakfast tomorrow. I mean, I have Greek yogurt, so honestly, I don't even have to go to the cafeteria for real. So yeah, you know, let me continue on with this though, because episode 1 is actually so good. I've replayed it so many times. Okay, so after they get done from talking on the porch, Lila says that she has to go back home so she can prepare for the party. You know, they're going to Skype later when Sean is actually ready. So Sean goes inside the house. We're introduced to Daniel and Esteban, and Daniel and Esteban are literally debating over who should get the last Choco Crisp. You know, Esteban makes Sean the judge. Sean's annoyed, but he goes along with it. If you choose Esteban as a choice to get the Choco Crisp, Esteban will hand it to Daniel, but he will say a very important line where it's just like, "Oh, Your Honor, what right do you have to judge an innocent man?" And I was like, this is so important because one of the endings literally caters to that line. Not even caters to that line, but you know, it's like the theme of one of the endings, you know, because that ending is called redemption ending. It's the worst fucking ending. That's where Sean goes to prison for 15 years over a cop being killed, basically. He's like, they accuse him of killing a cop, and he did not kill that cop. He's an innocent man, but he takes the fall for the one who did kill the cop. Daniel technically killed that cop. Why can I not speak? What the fuck? Daniel technically killed that cop with his powers. He did not mean to. He did not mean to, but he technically did. And the problem here is that cop had actually killed their father first. And so I was thinking in my head, just like, this is just a cutaway from it. Why did they not accuse Esteban of killing the cop? Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, Esteban didn't kill this cop, but I'm thinking in my head, just like, is it because Esteban was killed? Why is it that the public doesn't acknowledge the fact that he was shot with a bullet from the cop's gun, whereas the cop has no bullet wounds? If anything, he just died from blunt force trauma or some shit like that to the body. So I'm thinking in my head, just like, how the fuck could Sean have killed him? Sean was 139 pounds when he was 16 years old. The only person he could fight and defeat was a dude literally his same height and weight. He is 5'7", 139 pounds. He's athletic, yes, but he's a track runner. He's a runner. He ain't no goddamn footballer. He can't brawl with somebody like that. Like, you know, it's the thing. He's a very lightweight class. So how the fuck could he have thrown a grown-ass man into the street? The way that the cop was laying in the street is way far away from where they were laying. Way far away from where Esteban was laying. So I'm like, how the hell did they think that Sean could have killed this cop? That's stupid as fuck. I always hate that ending, bro. The redemption ending is the worst ending, and it makes me think that they wanted to canonize it. Anyways, back to episode 1. But that line was very important. If you hand the chocolate bar to Esteban, and then Esteban, of course, he won't take it. Esteban never takes the Choco Crisp. He will always hand it to Daniel. If you decide to hand the Choco Crisp to Daniel, Daniel's going to be very happy about that. If you don't hand the Choco Crisp to Daniel, he will be upset about that. If you eat the Choco Crisp as Sean, then yeah, you know, Daniel's gonna be upset about that. And we're dubbed the Choco Crisp Thief by our father. It's so funny. Anyways, Sean goes to prepare for the party. These are very important choices, by the way. You got to choose some of the right ones. There are obviously bad choices, like taking beer to the party. Even though, yeah, Sean drinks and smokes, I mean, it's not like it's highly against what he's supposed to do. Like I said, like, Esteban's really a good dad. He's very laid back, in a sense to where he trusts Sean's judgment. He trusts that Sean's not gonna go all willy-nilly. Like, he's not gonna be fucking shooting up his veins with heroin. Like, he knows Sean's not he's not gonna fucking do that, okay? You know, he trusts his judgment. So we get prepared for the party. We put everything in our bag. You could choose to bring beer or soda, which is gonna be important for later on episode. Pro tip, you don't end up at the party. The party still happens, but Sean doesn't go to it. So anyways, let's continue on. I just had to say that first. Okay, let's continue on. So after he puts everything in his bag, you then have to go down and ask your father for money. Now there is a swear jar where you could get $10 worth of coins out of there. You can steal it. It's not really too important. Honestly, it just adds on to your money for later episodes events. You can go down to ask Esteban for money. Esteban asks you to get him a wrench, which, by the way, he's going to say it's a 16 millimeter reversible something. And yeah, we're not going to know what the fuck that is. Every option is wrong, by the way. No matter what you choose, every option is wrong. And so he will always say, go Google wrenches to Sean and give him a bit of a lecture about how he needs to know what he wants to do in the future. Because yes, he's only 16, but at the same time, he's getting closer to graduation and he literally needs to plan his future. Otherwise, he's going to be lost and stuff like that. And he's like, I don't even know why I'm making you this sweet ride for your 18th birthday. And Sean has the option to say it's either wicked or, oh, you don't really have to. And Esteban is just like, yes, I do have to. You're gonna be riding the bus going to your dates and stuff like that. Like, no, you need a sweet ride. And Sean's just like, man, what makes you think I'm even having dates? You know, Daniel's over here cock blocking me. Esteban's just like, he's 9. He doesn't even know what cock blocking is. Like, like, it's so funny. I love the dialogue in this game. But anyways, oh my gosh. So Esteban is just waiting for Sean to get to the point, basically. So he's just like, that's what you're here for. You need money for the party. Sean just like, yeah. And Esteban wants him to be straight up with him. Are you going to do drugs and drink? And if Sean lies, then he's only going to give Sean $20. If Sean tells the truth, he's going to give Sean $40. You see, the choices do matter. Esteban giving him 40, he'll be like, oh, why not? You know, you did a good job with mowing the lawn last week. You know, if Esteban hands him $20, Sean's gonna be annoyed. You know what I mean? But at the same time, Esteban is gonna be like, you didn't tell me the truth. So Esteban values honesty. You know what I mean? Just be straight up with him. I mean, damn, you know, the worst he could say is no. Like, you know, oh, you can't go to this party, you're around it, and this is that and third. That's the worst he could really say and stuff like that. So afterwards, no matter which option, Esteban's gonna ask for a hug. You, for some reason, have the option to say no. Why the fuck would we deny hugging our papito? Why are these options? Like, I know Sean is a hormonal teenager. He basically has his moments of like being a bit of a jerk, if not a total dick. But you know, damn, not hugging your dad after he gave you cash. He ain't had to give you shit. You have a job, Sean. Like, he literally works at Z-Mart up the corner store. Bro, when I tell you we started this game off with Sean only having $3.20 in his fucking wallet, like, dude, what are you spending your money on? Like, what do you do, bro? Like, oh my fucking god, bro, all your money's gone, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. Back in my day, you know what? It's because he has friends. That's why. It's because he has friends. That, you know, he goes outside regularly. Back in my day, I didn't really go out with people. I had friends, but I wouldn't really hang out with them oftenly. I had the type of parents where they want to know 1,000 details. They're not like Esteban, where Esteban's just like, you know, I trust your judgment, everything like that. Like, you know, I think Esteban's probably the parent who would be like, hey, I gotta meet their parent first, and then afterwards he's just laid back. Oh, my parents will meet their parents and then proceed to still constantly contact me to see where I'm at. I have not made it to the mall yet. Why are you asking me if I made it to the mall 5 times by now? Like, you do realize the mall is like 12 minutes away, right? Like, that was my reality. So yeah, oh my gosh, my reality when I was like 15, 16, love it, adore it. No, just kidding. I understand though. But yeah, Sean has a life, so that's why he's broke. He's broke. He has no game. He's attituded. Like, you can't be everything. Pick a struggle. Damn. But anyways, after coming from our papito, you can either hug him or not. I mean, honestly, this is going to be important for the later games, the later episodes, events, and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, of course I hugged Esteban. Of course I hugged our papito. Why would I not? Like, you know, why would I not? Plus, he gave us money regardless of us lying or not. And honestly, he ain't had to give us shit, because why are we over here lying to him anyway? The dude already knows you smoked and drink. It would be different if Esteban did not know that Sean was smoking and drinking, but he literally already knows that you do this. So it's like, why are you lying to him? But Chenya, girl, I'm probably speaking loud as fuck. I'm sorry. In fact, wait, I'm not sorry. Nah. Probably speaking loud as fuck. Anyways, you go back upstairs and you have the option to go to the bathroom and practice your game of what you're gonna say to Jen. I cringed, like, girl, oh my gosh, I cringed bad, bitch. Woo, child. But I loved it. It was so relatable, so me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Sean Diaz is literally our spirit animal. I love that. Also, if you don't already know, Puerto Lobos, wolves. You know, Port of Wolves, I believe. Port of Wolves, the animal, yeah. He also has a dope hoodie. I love that hoodie. It's a squad hoodie with the design of a wolf. It's red and blue. It's so fucking good, bitch. I need it. Ugh. I looked it up, bro. They're charging an arm and leg for it. What the fuck, bitch? Like, I get it. I get why it costs so much, but like, girl, I need it now. Like, I'm gonna get that in the future. I gotta ask for that for Christmas or something like that. Or if I get my job this summer and stuff like that, I gotta get that because I love that hoodie so good. I'm gonna wear Converse with it. I'm gonna get another piercing in my ear. That's the one thing. I need to get another piercing in my nose, probably too. Oh, bitch, I'm gonna be looking stylish. I'm gonna also put some jewelry in my hair with the squad hoodie. Bitch, I'm gonna look so dope in that fit. Like, it's really gonna be something different. Like, okay, let me get back to the thing. I know this is probably cringe for this is probably cringe for you and stuff like that. Wait, it's not cringe. Get used to it. Okay, you've been my friend for multiple years. You'll be fine. Okay, you'll be fine. Go back upstairs. You can practice your game in the mirror. Sean has none, so we're just cringing. And then once he leaves, he can comment. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to mention about this game is that he makes like certain comments about certain stuff around his house and stuff, like just his inner thoughts and all that and his opinions. It's really nice. It gives you more insight on the type of person he is. Oh my gosh, you click the TV, he'll literally talk about like watching a movie with Jen. You sit down on the couch and he's just like, what's gonna happen after the party? You know, am I gonna bring Jen back here? Oh gosh, what if Esteban, and he doesn't say Esteban, he says dad. What if dad doesn't like her? Well, I say Esteban because I'm literally Esteban's wife, like, bitch. But anyways, you know, he's gonna be like, what if dad doesn't like her? Or worse, what if she gets along with Daniel? His beef with his brother is so crazy. Like, you're literally beefing with a 9-year-old. Like, what is wrong with you? First, you say this 9-year-old is cock blocking you. Next, you over here thinking like it's a bad idea if your girlfriend likes Daniel. And it's even more funny because Lila, the best friend, loves Daniel. Like, that's really her boo. Like, talk about, like, not in a serious way, of course, but like, bro, he has a crush on Lila. Like, Daniel is so funny. He has a crush on Lila, bro. He would literally ask Sean when he first came in, like, oh, was that Lila? Have you seen Lila? She said she gonna take me to the movies. Lila also said, and it's like, he's so funny. Like, why are you already bombarding Sean with questions about Lila? Like, oh my gosh. Sean even said, like, dude, bug her, not me. Like, bro, Sean, stay beefing with a 9-year-old. Like, what is wrong with you, bro? Damn. So, you also have the option to knock on Daniel's door. First, you try to jiggle the handle, and it's locked. Then you have the option to knock. And Daniel's just like, what? And it's just, Sean's just like, open the door. And Daniel's like, why? And Sean's just like, because. And Daniel's just like, oh, coming. So then he peeks the door, and it's like, why are you so secretive? Like, oh my God. He peeks the door, and they talk for a little bit. Daniel asked about Lila, I believe. Yeah, I think he said, has she asked about me? And Sean's just like, oh, you have the option to say, oh, she's cheating on you. Or you have the option to be like, oh, says she's going to marry you. Which he teases Daniel a lot. Daniel's just like, shut up. And then he asked if, like, oh, Sean's going to go to Eric's party and stuff. Which is like, how do you know about Eric's party? And Sean answers his questions. He's like, yes. And no, you're not going to go. And Daniel's just like, I bet Lila would let me go. I'm telling it out of order. But he's just like, I bet Lila would let me go. Has she asked about me? Like, you know, like... I can't. And Daniel alludes to the fact that he's working on a project, aka something for Halloween. He's gonna be a zombie for Halloween, and he's gonna put fake blood on his shirt and everything like that. So then Sean, after packing up, he goes to the room because he has to Skype Lila because he's basically ready. You can sketch your room when you go into your room because, like I said, he sketches and stuff. You can make comments about your room or click on options to hear how his thoughts are. You can even turn on music and it'll play a song called Flip a Coin. It's so good. And Sean will awkwardly sing along to it with his voice cracking and everything because he's 16 years old and still going through changes. He's going through changes. But anyways, we Skype Lila. We can look through social media posts and everything like that. Bro, Lila's so funny. She was on his social media post just like so boring. Post a pic or something. Like, you know those friends that be so funny, like dead ass, bro. She is on his social media page telling him to post something because his page was so boring. Like, he is not a social media person. He's not a party person. I really think he's only going to this party because Lila's going, but also Jen's gonna be there. You know, like, ooh, this crush he got on Jen is so heavy. Like, ooh, he like her bad. Like, okay, let me get off of that. I have so many TikTok stems, vocal stems, if you will. Bro, oh my gosh. She was literally just telling him to post on his stuff. So if you Skype Lila, oh no, there's the option in his drawers. He has condoms. No, he's not sexually active, but he did get those condoms from sex ed the previous year. So yeah, he got those from that. They just give them out for free and stuff like that if you ever had sex ed in class back in grade school. I never had sex ed, sadly. You have to literally apply to go into that class, which sucks. It should be a mandatory thing. The amount of people I graduated with who have babies, and they have babies so young too, like, oh my gosh, bro, I was still in school when they had babies. But it's not even just the ladies too. I'm talking, bro, oh my gosh, bro, the amount of dudes, like, there was too many kids who were hypersexual back in my day. Like, you know what I mean? Why am I saying back in my day like it wasn't also your day too? Class of 2021, like, what's up with it, bro? One dude impregnated 5 ladies, bro, during senior year. Like, damn, can you graduate first before you nut in 5 people? Fuck. Like, geez, man. Damn, get the diploma first. Like, oh my gosh. Anyways, that's just blast from the past. But, you know, it's whatever. Everybody's life is different and stuff like that. Sean had condoms. He has the option to take them or not. He also has a weed pipe in another drawer, too. You know, he just be doing shit, you know. He really just chiefing it up with the homies. Like, it's whatever. Oh, my God. You Skype Lila, and they talk for a minute. Shortly after you Skype her, Daniel busts into the room. Now, like I said earlier, Sean jiggled the handle and then he knocked. Daniel didn't knock. He just busted up in his damn room. So Daniel came in. He's showing Sean like, oh, hey, I made this fake blood for my zombie costume because Halloween's coming up, right? So as you can tell, it's October. It's the end of October. So yeah. Sean gets mad and he's just like, oh, you know, Daniel's just like, wait, I want to show you something. And Sean's just like, oh, what? No, you just want to bug the hell out of me. Bugging the shit out of me and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, right. And then he throws him out of the damn room. And Lila's just like, that wasn't nice. Before Daniel was thrown out, though, when he came in, he was telling Sean about the corn syrup and the food coloring that he used for the fake blood. And then he saw Lila, and Daniel was just like, hi, Lila. His voice went from high pitch, like, oh, Sean, to hi, Lila. Like, why does he have more game than Sean? Like, why his voice dip a little? Like, wait. He saw his lady and said, like, he went from hi Squidward to hi Squidward. But he's Squidward, like, I can't. It's so funny. So yeah, Daniel was thrown out, and Sean can make the option of apologizing to Lila over that, which is crazy. You should be apologizing to your kid brother. But whatever, you could apologize to Lila, or you could make the remark that, oh, Daniel's not cute all the time. You know, if you lived with him, you would know. So there's a window in front of Sean's desk where the computer lies. So he's talking to Lila. He can multitask by messing with stuff on his desk, turning on the heat lamp, drawing Lila and everything like that. Now, in front of him in the mirror, there's commotion going on. This is crucial, okay? Daniel went outside after this. Then you start hearing commotion. I did not mention this earlier because honestly, Brett is so forgettable. Like, he does not haunt the narrative like how the cop does, baby. It's crazy. Okay, so they have a next door neighbor who's very racist. This is during the time 2016. Sean is he a Leo? I don't know. But anyways, this is 2016. Basically, Trump was president. He was elected for presidency. There's a lot of scary stuff going around. Esteban even made a remark about that before he handed money to Sean. He was just like, this country, there's a lot of scary stuff happening in this country right now, you know, alluding to all the racist stuff and, oh, we need to build a wall to keep all the Mexicans out type of shit. You know, that was that time, you know, Trump 2016, if you will. So yeah, their next door neighbor is a racist piece of shit. He's actually a jerk for real, but he really ain't no type of timing. He really weak for real, bro. he really ain't shit for real. Like, bro, fuck him, bro. Anyways, he was messing with Daniel, and Daniel accidentally spilled the zombie blood, aka fake blood. It looked like real blood, not gonna hold you. He did a really good job with that because it does look like real blood, but he accidentally got the fake blood on Brett's shirt. Now they get even louder outside. Sean stares and like he looks up from his computer, sees outside that Brett is trying to grab Daniel, and Sean bolts out the door, as he should. He came out the front door. He immediately ran to push Brett up off of him. Like, you know, he's just like, hey, don't you ever touch my brother. Like, you know, type shit, you know? Now, this is the first time you're introduced to split decisions. I don't like this, girl. Like, I cannot. These split decisions stress me the fuck out. I can't stand them. I can't stand the split decisions. Bitch, I be ready to pull out my hair. Like, what do you mean? What? Bitch, this option was to either question Daniel or confront Brett, the next door neighbor. Why the fuck would I ever question my kid brother when it comes to this damn near grown ass man grabbing my fucking kid brother? Like, are you kidding me? I think Brett is the same age as Sean, if not a little bit older. I think he's only like 17 or 18. I don't know. Sean's 16. So, yeah. But he is a similar height and a similar weight to Sean. I think I gotta sneeze. Hold on. Damn, it's not coming. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. Girl, I'm sorry. Oh my god, I hope you didn't hear that. I thought I muted it. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Oh shit. Ooh, that's a factory reset right there, ain't it? But anyways, girl, okay, so like you have the option to pick whether or not you're gonna confront Brett or question Daniel. Why would I question my kid brother? Like, dude, this 17-year-old trying to grab my kid brother and hit him. Like, get the fuck off of him, bro. So I always choose to confront Brett, but the one time I wanted to see what happens if you question Daniel. Bro, Sean's so fucking mean to Daniel when he questions him. He's just like, what did I tell you? You always starting stuff like, you know, get inside now. Like, you know, he's like, get inside the house. Like, you know, he's basically berating Daniel, you know. And then he's walking back with Daniel during the questioning Daniel portion. And then, of course, Brett always says something stupid that causes Sean to hit him. What he says in the questioning Daniel portion is like, no wonder why your mom bailed on y'all. Bro, when I tell y'all, bro, Sean turned around so quick on that ass, bitch. Oh, that right hook was lethal. Right hook was something different. Oh my gosh. But if you confront Brett, you like, not shove, but like you kind of push Daniel behind you. And Sean starts being like, you know, don't ever touch my brother. Like, who do you think you are? They, you know, yada, yada, yada. He's pushing Brett and Brett's pushing him. Brett pushed him first. Brett started this whole thing first. And then Brett says, then go back to your own country. And then Sean hit him with a right. Oh, then he hit him with a left. Ah! Then he pushed him. And Brett landed on a rock. He hit his spine on a rock. He was motionless. He's not dead, just motionless. Instantly has a spinal injury. So then the cops were called by some nosy ass neighbor because there was a loud commotion. You know, Daniel and Brett were loud as fuck outside because they were arguing and stuff like that. And then Sean coming out even made it even louder. So then the neighbors called the cops and shit. The cop came out. Now, here's the problem. Brett has fake blood on his shirt that looks really real. He's motionless on the ground. It looks like these two kids were stabbing him to death. I'm not going to hold you. So it kind of looks bad. But the problem here is that as a cop, you have to assess the situation. Everything, this is a high stress situation. It looks like he's dead. You are not supposed to pull out your gun immediately. If anything, you're supposed to call the fucking ambulance. What happened to that? Where's your walkie-talkie? Like, hey, I need a 911 here stat. You know, I need an ambulance here stat. You know what I mean? What happened to that? If anything, he pulled out his gun on two Latino children, told them to get on the ground. Then he went up to Brett, you know, put two fingers to his neck. Brett is motionless. He's not dead. He's grumbling. He's grunting. He's in pain. He needs an ambulance, right? But no, they didn't call a fucking ambulance. Stupid as fuck. So he was trying to call for like backup, which is stupid. Call the fucking ambulance, bro. Like, what the fuck? But anyways, Esteban comes from the garage. If you didn't already know, Esteban was in the garage. Like, the garage is on the side of their house. So it took him a bit of time to get there because he's on the side of the fucking house. He's not going to hear the commotion fully. Once he realized something was wrong, Esteban ran towards them. The cop still has the gun in his hand, by the way. Girl, Esteban ran towards him, and like he stopped for a minute when he saw that the cop was pointing the gun. Everybody was talking at the same time. It was a very high stress situation, and then next thing you know, the cop pulls the trigger on Esteban because Esteban was inching closer and stuff like that. Esteban had no weapons in his hand or anything like that. He was trying to calm the cop down and all that. So yeah, when the cop shot Esteban, Daniel yelled, and this invisible force flew the cop back into the street. It flipped the cop car. Bitch, it messed with the power line. Their porch was partly destroyed. There was smoke and flames and shit. It was a whole mess. Everybody was knocked out. Well, you know, the cop's dead. Esteban bled out. Brett's dead. The only one who's not dead though is Sean and Daniel. Daniel passed out, you know. Sean, on the other hand, he woke up. I think it was only like an hour that they were knocked out until Sean woke up. He immediately went to Esteban. You know, Esteban had died, basically. My husband, no! My husband, I can't. He was such a loving father and a good man. Oh my gosh, rest in peace, Esteban Diaz. Love it. Loved him. Not love it, you know, I don't love the fact that he's dead, bitch. I loved this character. So Sean sees that he's dead, and he looks around. The whole street is fucking, bitch. Oh, everything's toe up, baby. But he notices that he hears sounds coming, and it's Daniel. This is after he saw that the cop was in the street, dead. Brett is dead, but Daniel is still alive. So Sean panics. He runs, like he picks up Daniel, and then he runs to their front door, which was still open. He grabs his backpack. That's what the choices were important for. Like earlier, don't choose beer, choose soda. That's why I said that, because literally they are on the run now. He ran off with his backpack full of stuff that he was originally going to go to the party with before the cops pulled up to his street. Him and Daniel were on the run for 2 whole days. Then, of course, fast forward 2 days later. They slept underneath a bridge for one of those days. Then they went to a diner, you know, spend some of the money that Sean had. If you took from the jar and if Esteban gave you $40, which is the options I always choose, he was going to have $53. And then he went to the diner, spent $12. So he only had like $40 after the time skip, you know. So yeah, you know, Sean and Daniel, they're both exhausted. They both have like literally raccoon eyes, if you will. They both look fucking depressed, honestly, and sleepy. They had to sleep under a bridge. It was very uncomfortable. Meanwhile, Daniel doesn't remember that he basically blasted the cop into the street and practically killed him. Like, Daniel doesn't even remember that their dad is dead. He doesn't know what the hell's happening. All he knows is that his brother just randomly decided to bring him on this camping trip out of nowhere. Like, you know, his dickhead older brother. Now, okay, to call him a dickhead is crazy. Brett's a dickhead. Sean's just kind of a jerk, you know. He's a booty hole. Okay, so all he remembers is that his booty hole older brother is bringing him on this random camping trip without their father, which is strange because they always do stuff as a family, you know. It's so strange, you know. So I understand Daniel's confused. He's 9 years old. He misses Choco Crisp. He just wants to be in his room, bro, and all that. He doesn't want to keep walking forever. They've been walking for such a long fucking time. You know, Sean's getting snippy with him because Sean's tired. His back hurts. He's hungry. So is Daniel. Like, you know, 2 snippy people in a situation isn't going to help. And then Sean realizes, like, oh, yeah, you know, let me try to appeal to his 9-year-old self. So then he tries to convince Daniel to keep going. Now, a lot of people were like, why did he run? And even throughout the game, they ask him this same stupid ass question. And I can't stand when fans ask this question too. Do y'all not know that Daniel has powers? Like, okay, why am I saying y'all when it's girl? Like, that's so crazy to me. Like, girl, I'm sorry, I'm getting heated and shit like that. Girl, it blows me through a roof. Like, the fans for real just do not know that. Like, it's like they don't remember that Daniel has powers. The government would never leave Daniel alone. And Sean is already seen as a criminal, even though there's no feasible way he could have killed that fucking cop. Let's be honest here. That cop was flown into the damn street yards away from, not yards, that's crazy, but feet away from where the fuck they're from. Sean is 130 pounds wet. 140 pounds wet. He's skinny as fuck. He only defeated Brett mainly because, well, one, he can whoop ass type shit, you know what I mean? But also, Brett is a similar height and build to Sean. You know, it wasn't really that hard of a match for Sean. There's no way he could have defeated a grown-ass adult cop. Like, that's just so crazy to me. And the fact that he was blamed for it is insane. All because what, he ran away? Like, that was the stupidest fucking logic ever, bro. But it's not unrealistic. The real world, there are people who literally go to prison and they've been in prison for 15 years and then finally it's proven that they were innocent the whole time. This happens in real life. I actually read up on a person who went through this recently. They were not Latino, they were black, but yeah, they've been in prison for like 15 years, yeah. And they were innocent the whole time. It took literally this year for their case to be proven that they were innocent. It's so fucking wild to me. 15 years of a person's life gone over some shit they didn't even fucking do. I can't. Anyways, they're walking for a good bit of time before they see a car parked at a nearby park. You have the option to help with Daniel's morality system in this game. You can steal, you can lie, you could be, you know, overall a bad influence for your brother. Daniel looks up to Sean. I think I mentioned that earlier, but I want to reiterate that. Daniel looks up to Sean. Sean is his role model. He really loves hanging out with his big brother. He loves his big brother so much. He even copies him sometimes. There's a comment that you can make at Sean when you were in the bathroom of their house. At the very beginning of episode 1, Sean's just like, he better not use my toothbrush again. Daniel uses his toothbrush. Like, I thought that was so funny and gross. Oh my gosh, he's even using his toothbrush. Daniel looks up to Sean and he tries, like, he wants to be just like his older brother. Like, I think it's so cute. But yeah, you know, you can literally influence Daniel to either be a bad influence. You can either be a fuck, why can't I speak? What the fuck? You can either be a bad influence to Daniel or you can be a good influence to Daniel. It's heavily implied throughout episode 1 that Sean was a jerk prior. There's many times where he pranks Daniel and teases Daniel. He's overall just a booty hole of a fucking brother, honestly, before the game's events. Now, though, you can choose to be a better brother. There's options to steal a Choco Crisp from some random person's car and give it to Daniel. There's another option where you can bust into the park's donation box, which has nothing but a poop inside of it. You see a dead raccoon on the road. Like, it's a lot of stuff and everything like that. What else? I'm gonna make some references to episode 1 in, like, when I tell you about this, the next call, girl, because there's so many episodes each time. Like, I can't even. There's so many episodes. There's 5 episodes and stuff like that. This is just episode 1. So much happens in episode 1. So they go to the park and you have the option to play with Daniel, teach him about the trailblazer marks that be on the tree, those white marks that be on the tree, you know, to let you know where you're going. You also have like smaller options like, oh, do you want to pee in the restroom here in this dirty ass restroom, which is going to make Daniel upset, or do you want to pee on the tree and everything like that? Like, you know, you have miniature options like that. You could teach Daniel about trailblazing. You could play with hide and seek with Daniel. You could also help check for berries for Daniel. They'll eat berries from a tree. You can also be a jerk. Make Daniel pee in the public restroom. You could let Daniel eat berries off a tree that are poisonous berries. Daniel can't tell the difference in taste, but you can, because you were at a summer camp and you were taught that way, you know, as Sean Diaz. What else? You could also say no to hide and seek. That's just all the first part of it. You could also scare Daniel into thinking that y'all are going to be hunted by wolves and bears and shit. Like, you know, there's many ways to be a jerk. There's another thing where Daniel will try to scare you. He'll hide behind trees and try to scare you. You can have the option to, like, catch him before he scares you, which doesn't really mess with the morality system. If anything, I just think it's really cute moments. So then they see this rock formation. They make it down to there. Now, this is important too. There's many things you could teach Daniel, or you could just be even more of a jerk to Daniel, because this is where they're going to set up camp for the night. They're going to get some logs. You know, you can either tell Daniel to make a base to convince Daniel to, like, busy himself so that Sean can actually unpack everything and get to laying the blankets out. Sean has moments where he really needs a good cry. He needs a good grieve. I mean, shit, before they even got to the rock formation thing, there was a bench where you could sit down as Sean and try to, like, process what happened. And then Daniel ends up interrupting his thoughts, and they just sit on the bench and they look down at the site of the top of the hill. And I think it's so beautiful. This is a scene that's important for episode 4. So, yeah. But anyways, back to the rock formation, everything like that. You can tell Daniel to protect the base or gather logs for the fire. Either option, honestly, you know, they can lead to a bad option, but I picked the protect the base option. You know, I think it's so cute. Oh my gosh, he's helping. You know, he's helping with, you know, fortifying their stay, you know. And then also, after Daniel's finished with protecting the base, he can go down to the river. He'll try to get some fish for their camping trip, because he really does think it's a camping trip. He doesn't actually know what's going on for real. And Sean could be like, no, we'll catch fish later on, like, you know, and all that. And that doesn't mess with any options. And then Daniel will try to skip stones. I always teach him how to skip stones. The one time where I didn't, I felt so bad. My very first playthrough, I did not know about these options at all. I just straight up went into doing building a fire, of course. You know, I didn't know about the other options. Then there's another option where you could teach Daniel about spiders, or you could scare him by pushing him into a spider web, which he has already done before the game's events, by the way. Sean's such a jerk. Oh my fucking god, bro. Yes, I wish I had some gum to pop in your fucking ear. I wish I had some gum to pop in your ear. But anyways, I'm just being crazy. My bad, girl. My bad. Anyways, yeah, afterwards, you go back, you can make a fire. Before then, though, of course. Well, oh yeah, there was another one too where you can play as an ally or play as an opponent. Playing as the opponent will upset Daniel because it's just like, oh, no fair, you know you're bigger than me, when they're like having sticks in their hand and they're crossing them back and forth. Or you could play as an ally where you're going against a bigger enemy and they do this moment where it's really cute, this Lord of the Rings reference. It's where they just like, we're all awesome, and they cross swords. It's so adorable to me. I can't. Anyways, they go back to the fire. You know, Sean has to build a fire. He has this lighter that his father gave him, and it has the Porto Lobos logo on it. Before he can build a fire, though, Daniel goes at the top of the rock formation. And he's just like, whoa. And Sean has the option to either say, come down here so we can eat. Or he's like, I'm coming. And so they sit at the rock formation. I always choose to sit at the rock formation. They can look at the clouds. You know, Sean could say, oh, I see a dragon. Daniel could be like, oh, this is that and the third. Then Daniel says, I see a giant douchebag. And he points to Sean. And I'm like, oh my god. So it's a really cute moment. That's a loading moment right there where it's just, it could go on forever. And then Sean makes food for them. He can check up on Daniel as the night goes on. See if Daniel's okay. They eat chips. Soda. You have the option to let Daniel play on your phone. Like, it's all of these options, all of these things that he put in his bag was for the party. So there's not much for them to consume for the night, basically, you know. And then they basically have the option to either howl at the moon. I always choose to howl at the moon. And they refer to themselves as wolves, and it's so cute to me. Oh my gosh. So then after the night is over, not after the night's over, in the middle of it, Daniel wakes up, and this option, if you were terrible towards Daniel, he'll either throw up the berries that he ate that were poisonous, or he'll just straight up get sick and cry if you're terrible towards him. But if you're not terrible towards him, he'll just have a nightmare and he'll wake up and Sean will comfort him. The next day, though, they are walking along a trail. Daniel will either call you a moron or he'll just you know, be in high spirits if you're good to him. But anyways, he will explain how he had to hide from a bully with his friend. And Sean's just like, oh, why didn't you tell me? Daniel will be like, you told me to get out your room when I tried to. And Sean can either say, I'm sorry, or he'll be like, oh, you should have insisted and stuff like that. I always apologize to Daniel because literally that's my baby. Like, you know what I mean? I'm sorry that I wasn't a better brother to you. You know, I know Sean can be a booty hole, like, you know what I mean? But, you know, we always apologize to, Daniel and stuff like that in my playthrough. But anyways, they can come across a gas station. There's so many options here that you could do. As a terrible brother, you could make Daniel go up to a family and ask for food, or you could ask for food yourself. Daniel will get some food from the family. You, on the other hand, you won't get food from the family at all. As Sean, they'll literally tell you to go get a job, whereas with Daniel, he'll milk a case. Daniel does not like doing this, by the way. And then once you go inside the gas station, you can either steal from the gas station, which will mess with Daniel's morality, you know, stealing and stuff like that, or you could convince Daniel to talk to the lady at the front desk so that Sean can steal better. There is a man named Brody who becomes very important as the story goes along. The gas station lady is the wife of the owner of the gas station, who comes by after we get some food from there and everything like that. You have the option to also try to do this Power Bear toy collector thing, the claw machine. You have the option to do that, but it's $1 each playthrough, and we do not have that much money. We only have $40. And the food there, bro, oh my gosh, the hot dogs are $6.99, macaroni is $4.50, water, it was like $4.50. Baby, it adds up after a while. We ain't got money like that. We ain't got bread. But anyways, you can have the option to talk to Brody and figure out like what's his occupation, who he is, and everything like that. Just a little bit of who he is. He is a travel blogger, if you will. You know, he's on the road oftenly. He encounters people and stuff like that and writes about it in his blog. He makes a living off of that. You also have to get a map as well too, and then once you go outside, the family that was originally at that table that were eating, they leave, and you will look through the map with Daniel. Before you can teach Daniel where you're at though, like after y'all finish eating, you try to teach Daniel. The gas station owner literally comes up behind them because he recognizes them, and the gas station owner will even accuse them of stealing, which if you did steal, then yeah. But he'll accuse you regardless of if you stole or not. Now, this option, Hank will literally, the gas station owner named Hank, he will literally grab Sean, and you have the option to either flee, which is tell Daniel to run away. You have the option to attack, which I never do, but literally you could attack Hank. And I think Hank hits Daniel in that one. Or you have the option to discuss with Hank, and Hank will literally backhand Daniel and hit Sean in the gut. No matter what, Sean gets hit in the gut. So anyways, you wake up as Sean, and you're in literally the gas station back room. Yeah, he kidnapped Sean, basically. Sean has the option to say, oh, you kidnapped me, or, oh, my stomach hurts, if Hank asks about your stomach. If you say, oh, my stomach hurts, Hank will not hit you. If you say, oh, you kidnapped me, Hank will hit you. He's zip tied to the pipeline, and so Daniel, like, you know, after he's hit and everything like that, Sean has to assess the situation. He needs light. He gets him some light by knocking over one of the things on the computer. Daniel will be outside, and he will literally come up to the vent and be like, oh, Sean, you know, what happened? And so Daniel helps get a screwdriver for Sean to pry the pipe off the wall and stuff like that, and then he moves to go get the keys after Daniel basically turned on a light outside. And then once Sean gets the keys, he hands it back to Daniel and through the vent, and Daniel opens up the back door. It's raining and pouring. Daniel ran into the woods after Hank hit Sean. Hank hit Sean. Sean passed out. And then Hank went after Daniel, but Daniel ran into the woods and stuff like that, so Hank couldn't find him and everything like that. So yeah, that's how Daniel was able to come back. So yeah, Daniel comes in after opening the door. He hugs Sean, and then he goes to try to, like, you know, he basically gets some scissors and takes the zip tie off of Sean. So then Daniel is moving too fast. He basically, it's not his fault though, of course, he's just trying to get out of there as soon as possible. Hank is about to come through the door, and so Sean's about to go through the door as well too, and before he knows it, everything starts shaking, and Daniel's head is like this. And bro, when I tell you, oh my gosh, the whole place is like ransacked. It's as if somebody came and threw a tornado in that baby. Like, oh my gosh, this is the option you have to steal camping gear, because there was camping gear in there that costs too much money. $60+, a hoodie being $40. Like, it's crazy. You know, a hoodie the size of it for a kid, it was just so much money. It was crazy. You had the option to steal the camping gear, or you could just run. If you try to steal the camping gear, Hank will grab your leg, and then you have the option to kick Hank, aka revenge. If you don't steal the camping gear, you could just run out the back door, and y'all will leave into the woods. It's raining. Daniel's just like, wait. He's holding this like blanket. That's important, by the way. There was a stray dog that the gas station lady was talking to him about, and yeah, it was a stray puppy. Daniel stole that stray puppy. Daniel and him book it into the woods until they see not a cop car. They see a car. It's Brody's car, and then Brody's just like, I immediately believe you. Hop in. So then, you know, he immediately believes him when Sean explains that the gas station person kidnapped him, by the way. And Brody did believe him. So then they drove off. Daniel reveals that he has a puppy. Like, Sean could either be mad about it or happy about it. It's whatever. They make a stop after talking with Brody for some time. They talk with Brody. Brody says something very important, that everything is political, and he's so right. How he come from a family with money, but they had no substance, aka they just, you know, soulless. They depend on their money much more for They depend on their money for everything, but they don't have much depth to them and everything like that. So yeah, you know, Brody just tells them to relax and all that. They make a stop so that Sean could pee, and then Brody reveals that he knows who they are. And so Brody is a one and only person to actually ask what happened. And I love Brody for that, because this was the one time where Sean was fully comfortable enough with an adult to tell them what all went about. And I always choose the option to like either say, oh, it was the fucking cops, or, you know, I chose the option to say that Sean blamed himself, and I was like, oh yeah, damn, I feel sorry for this option. What the fuck? So then Sean could talk about Arcadia Bay. If you play Life is Strange 1, there is a town called Arcadia Bay in Oregon. And when I tell you, I didn't play the first game, so yeah, that town was wiped out. And Sean can make a reference saying, I feel like that town down there wiped out and all that. And then Brody he focuses his attention on Daniel. He's just like, you know, that was the past. Arcadia Bay was the past. That is your future. You know, Daniel is very important. So then, you know, afterwards they head on to the motel. I'm over here speeding this up because, girl, my phone's about to give out. Oh my gosh, let me just speed this up real quick. Afterwards, Brody is telling him to remember what's important. Oh my gosh, hold on. Sean's just like, should we keep going or should we, like, you know, go back? And Brody's just like, do whatever you want to do. Then Sean makes up the plan of going to Puerto Lobos. Brody then gets them to a motel because he has to actually head to Utah because his mom has cancer and everything like that. So yeah, he gets them a hotel. He actually gives Sean a parting gift of a backpack. He gets Daniel a handkerchief. He also uses the remainder of his money to give them a motel key and everything like that. So yeah, hold on. I gotta make more room on my phone now. Just, girl, we gonna talk about part 2. We gonna talk about part 2.